Is it not true that Jesus, speaking in the gospel about the coming paraclete, pointed to the mission of our Muhammad? Why have the Christian peoples, since the death of the disciples of Jesus, split up into 72 races? Why have they made Jesus the associate and the equal of the unique and all-powerful God? Why do they profess three gods and arbitrarily change all the laws, such as that of circumcision into baptism, that of sacrifice into the Eucharist, that of Saturday into Sunday? Is it possible that God could have dwelt in flesh and blood and in the unclean entrails of a woman?
In the early 8th century, two empires stood at a crossroads. The Umayyad Caliphate, a rising tide of Islamic power, stretched from Spain to the Indus, while the Byzantine Empire, battered but defiant, clung to its Christian heritage. Amid this clash of faiths and swords, a remarkable exchange unfolded. Letters between two rulers that laid bare their convictions and challenged the very foundations of each other's beliefs. Umar II, the pious Umayyad Caliph, and Leo III, the battle-hardened Byzantine emperor, traded words sharper than blades. In their correspondence they debated God, scripture, and the fate of empires, each defending their faith with unyielding resolve. What did Umar II write to the Christian emperor? Why do his arguments seem ill-informed? Step into the early 8th century as the ink of their letters unveils a rare dialogue between Islam and Christianity at the dawn of a divided world. This is what Umar II wrote.
There has often come over me a desire to know the teachings of your so imaginative religion, and to make a profound study of your beliefs, but I have not hitherto been able to realize my intentions in this regard. So I pray you, tell me truly, why was it that Jesus and his disciples came naked into this world, and returned the same? Why is it that you have not been willing to accept what Jesus himself has said as to his person, but have preferred to make researches into the books of the prophets and the Psalms in order to find their testimonies to prove the incarnation of Jesus? This provides a reason for suspecting that you had doubts and regarded as insufficient the testimony that Jesus bears to himself, since you give credence only to what the prophets have said, whereas in truth, Jesus himself is the more worthy of credence, since he was near to God and knew his person better than mere men, whose writings in any case have been falsified by people unknown to you. How indeed are you able to justify these same scriptures and follow them in what suits your intentions? You declare that the code was more than once written by the children of Israel who read it and understood it, and that it was many times lost, so that for a long time there was nothing of it remaining among them, till at a later period some men recomposed it out of their own heads. You admit that it was handed down from generation to generation, from people to people, by fleshly creatures, who inasmuch as they were sons of Adam, were forgetful, subject to error, and perhaps acting under the inspiration of Satan, and those who by their hostile acts resemble him. Why is it that in the Mosaic Code one finds no clear indication of either heaven or hell, or of the resurrection or judgment? It is the evangelists Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John who have spoken of these matters according to their talent. Is it not true that Jesus, speaking in the gospel about the coming paraclete, pointed to the mission of our Muhammad? Why have the Christian peoples, since the death of the disciples of Jesus, split up into 72 races? Why have they made Jesus the associate and the equal of the unique and all-powerful God? Why do they profess three gods and arbitrarily change all the laws, such as that of circumcision into baptism, that of sacrifice into the Eucharist, that of Saturday into Sunday? Is it possible that God could have dwelt in flesh and blood and in the unclean entrails of a woman? Why do you adore the bones of apostles and prophets, and also pictures and the cross, which anciently served according to the law as an instrument of torture? The prophet Isaiah gives testimony to our lawgiver as being the equal and the like of Jesus, when he speaks in his vision of two riders mounted, the one on an ass and the other on a camel. So why do you not believe in that? Send me explications on these points, all of them, so that I may know your religious opinions.